I do enjoy that little countdown jingle.
Such a good intro.
Very
So-
good. Welcome to the 42nd episode of the Xbox Live Party podcast. Yeah, there's a different host right now. Ash got some things going on, not feeling too good. But
Wait a
we're
second,
games.
Ash. What are you talking about? Your voice is a little bit different. What's happening?
Well,
What's
I'm
going-
here to give Ash a little bit of style. That's what I'm doing.
You're going to teach them.
Yeah, that's right.
You're
But
going to
we got a
be
lot
not
to talk
tutorial.
about. We got a lot of topics, so we're gonna jump right into what everybody's been doing. Redders, what you been doing, bro?
Oh fuck, I can't remember. Shit, what have I been
Really?
doing? I've been playing. I'll tell you what, I've been addicted to that game called The Rift Breaker. I'm still playing that on Xbox. It's on Game Pass as well. It's actually a lot of fun, really addictive. It reminds me of Command and Conquer, which I don't get because you don't actually control troops and shit. But it's very much a base builder, Minecrafty kind of game where you basically land on an alien planet and you need to scour resources in order to get back to Earth, and it's actually a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with that. So, what else have I been
Nice.
playing? Started playing Guardians of the Galaxy on stream yesterday. Really enjoying that. Still playing Smite, of course, because I've only got like 15 days
That's
to
it.
finish the battle pass now. Since I had no internet over Christmas, I've been trying to smash that out. That's about it for me, really. I think bit of a slow one.
Fair enough. So far,
False
it's
Alucard.
my-
Long time no see, brother. What you been up to? You got like a month to go over.
You're running from the
Yeah.
feds.
Like, God damn it, Alcar, where have you been, bro? Like, you just disappeared out of the sun.
Well, the last week I didn't even know what was going on. Last week nobody told me, so
Nothing happened. Like,
yeah,
Yeah, I think we just did a stream last week.
yeah.
There wasn't a lot of news.
Well, the holidays has been pretty crazy, like, but I haven't been playing a whole lot. Like, well, the thing is, I'll tell you, I have some different news. It does involve gaming though. I got a LG C1, the OLED, which is like the best TV you can get right now for gaming.
okay,
The
nice.
C1, yeah, that thing's
Oh,
man,
man,
it's
jealous.
awesome.
Yeah,
40. I bought the 48-inch one because I could have bought the 55, but I didn't want to spend another $300 on it though. But
Arrogant rich
48-inch.
motherfucker, but okay. Just
I
kidding.
really
48 48 is it's still, that's a pretty big TV.
I really want the 65-inch version.
Yeah, like
My
when you
wallet
go to the
doesn't, though.
store and you look at all the different sizes, you're like, holy shit, like 65 would be insane. But I don't know. I'm happy with it, and it's right now. I'm trying to adjust all the settings and make it look perfect, and like it's so confusing because that thing is like really technically complicated TV. Like there's a lot going on in there, but I love the picture difference between my other 4K TV. It's a big difference. So that has make every game looks better now. And I'm just like, I'm just like in awe right now playing it. That's great. So I've been kind of jumping around different games, you know. I'm actually playing Plague's Tale right now. That game's really cool. The game looks awesome. So that's an interesting game. Stealth, but a horror. Like it's pretty scary, all the rats and everything. It's pretty intense. You have basically it's like you're like I mean, the characters, I don't know if she's like a teenager, probably, and then her little brother. And you have these adults, like soldiers, and these crazy people trying to kill you while the rats are trying to kill you. So it's kind of disturbing, you know, having adults
Mhm.
trying to kill kids. It's like kind of messed up. Yeah, it is very messed
What's,
up.
That
what's
is
the
actually
deal with the next one? Is that Xbox only, or is that multi-plat?
I think it's gonna
no.
be on
It is
Game Pass day one. I think.
Have
or-
they
Yeah.
shown off on
It
it on
Yeah.
is it E3?
Yeah,
yeah. It was during E3. It's going to be available day one on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I
It's
have
probably gonna
no
be
idea
good.
if it is going to be a temporary exclusive, but yeah, so far
Yeah.
so
It's
good.
it's just
Nice.
one of those games like I wanted to look back on, you know, like see what the new TV does for all these different games. Playing games at 120 FPS, like sometimes I'm not sure if I know a difference between 60 and 120. There is, but it's like I don't know. I don't know if my eyes aren't catching it or something, but I don't know. But this the
Like,
deep colors on this TV is just crazy. Because like the blacks are perfectly dark, and then makes everything else pop. So it looks like almost 3D. It's awesome.
does the TV has VRR? I don't know
Yeah,
if that's the right term.
it
It
has
has nice.
VR.
So,
The was it not Nvidia
mm,
chip in there. It has two different kinds
awesome.
of low latency technology, and I put both of them on. So when you play certain games, it's going to help. It's hard to say, like, you'd have to kind of go back and forth sometimes, I guess. But so far, the TV is just, it blows my mind. It's
Awesome.
it's awesome.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. I really want one.
I'm
I was
just
determined to get
imagining
one.
how Forza Horizon 5 would look like in that TV. To be honest,
Yeah, like the colors and everything, and it's so
especially
smooth.
because you're playing on a Series X, so much better.
Yeah. Like it has all the boxes are now checked. Dolby Vision. I can see that now. That's an improvement over HDR10. Uh, but then people say that you should switch back and forth, see which looks better, Dolby Vision or HDR10, on because they can do both. Some games support both HDR technologies. Uh, the sound quality on this TV is amazing. I don't even have a speaker. I don't have a sound bar. I just have the
Mm-hmm.
TV speaker. It sounds great. Like the difference
Awesome.
of sound, like the bass and like this the you hear like everything that you're meant to hear in the game as the
Awesome.
developer intended. So, and then it has Dolby Atmos support. So that's an amazing sound technology. So it's like it sounds so real, you know. So that's
Are
my
you?
news.
Does anyone else in the podcast has the TV with Atmos sound?
Nah, not yet. I'm still using Atmos through my headset, which is awesome. To
Bob,
be
do
fair,
you?
Yeah,
if you haven't got it, I highly recommend Dolby Atmos. It gives you that surround sound, even if
yeah.
you.
I mean, headphones is the ultimate surround sound because it's right in
Or
your
or
head.
like
But
Dolby Vision? Is that
I have
the
it at
name of it?
no
no,
Dolby
Dolby
Vision is the
is the
HDR.
HDR. Yeah,
Ah, okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
But seeing
We
all
have
the
Dolby Atmos out in the living room, so the wife gets to experience that on her Series X, but I don't have it back here in the study.
Wait a second. Time out. Your wife also has a Series X. Everyone has a Series X. I'm the only one who doesn't have a Series X. Is that it?
And we had ours on day one. We had them pre-ordered. She
let
was
me
sitting
let,
I got
on
quite a bit.
let me
Amazon,
check.
and I was sitting in the Microsoft store.
damn.
Let me check. Let me check. Do you have any pets?
Yes, I do.
Do they have a Series X as well?
No,
Because
they have.
probably they have.
No, we passed our Xbox Ones down to them. Yes.
You need to
Fair enough.
up your milk sales, Fabio. You need to start
Funny.
peddling that milk more.
But yeah, like
Bring it back.
basically,
Bringing it back. For fuck's sake.
like
All
playing
right,
games.
Fabio, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been playing Halo like non-stop. Not just Halo Infinite, but I've been also playing Halo Master Chief Collection, doing some challenges and getting some points to get cosmetics, as well as guess what? I've been playing Halo 5, the multiplayer, because I don't know what happened. Since Halo Infinite came out, I've been just playing Halo like non-stop. Halo Infinite, Master Chief Collection, Halo 5 all the time for some reason, and it has been just so fun. I've been testing new modes, not just sticking with Slayer. I've been testing shotty snipers. I've been testing ranked SWAT because I never played SWAT before Halo Infinite. And yeah, I did play a little bit of Sea of Thieves with Slayer and Ash. Always great fun. And Radders joined us, and he
It was
got
awful.
bored.
I hated every
He
second of
got
it.
he got bored to death to the point that he just quit it. He just ended up quitting the game.
The most
Like,
fun I
it-
had was getting drunk and throwing up over Fabio. That was it. And I
So
No,
quit.
no, you didn't manage to do that. You managed to throw up on Ash and Slayer.
what other
But,
game
like-
what other game has that feature though?
To throw up on people.
Nobody. That's the only game.
You do have a point.
More games need that.
And I also played a little bit. I also played Halo with KY Bob and Powerman 4K right after they recorded the USA show. We played SWATs. We lost a lot of matches, but we did pretty well. So, and yeah.
Fabio, we had a conversation about that. SWAT is no longer politically correct. It has to be called Tactical Slayer. Okay.
Ah, God, for fuck's sake, really? Should I really say Tactical Slayer? Why can't I say
Really?
just SWAT?
Is that something else? PC Brigade have fucking ruined for everybody.
Isn't swatting like something they do to streamers?
Yes,
true.
that's why you
weird.
can't call it SWAT
Yeah.
anymore. Apparently.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay then. So Tactical Slayer. Okay then. And that's it for me. What about you, Bob?
Well, but as you can see on screen, I delve right back into Days Gone.
I want to play this game. I really do.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. I'm disappointed about it not getting a sequel yet. Ghosts is. We'll talk about that in a while. And I've been playing a lot of Halo Infinite. Been the footage I showed earlier, just a little bit ago. That was old footage. It was so old. I was like rank 19, I think. I'm like over 50 now. So. Just Halo and podcasting and Days Gone, really. Yeah, and NBA 2K22 with Dealer when my upload isn't kicking me out of matches. So, but I think they've got that fixed now. So,
Do they? Is it a good
Yes.
game? Is it a fun game? Or do you need to be a really fanatic fan of
Well,
NBA
it does.
to enjoy?
It enhances your enjoyment a little bit if you're a fanatic fan. But if you've ever
Okay.
watched or enjoyed basketball, you can get into it. You just can't relate to the players and the models and stuff because they're all, I mean, you've got your all-star teams and your all-time teams, which have got the older players that you may remember from your childhood or whatnot. But other than that, everybody else is, all the rosters are current. And if you're not really keeping up with it, you're like, oh, well, you know, this guy's pretty good, but I don't know him from Jack. So pretty
I
much.
love
Fair
NBA
enough.
2K, but then it went to shit when they started peddling microtransactions worse than EA. It got really bad. I just stopped
Well,
playing.
I didn't buy it. I was gifted it.
Oh, that's fair.
So, and
Well,
I was
there
gifted it
goes
to play with
our
someone.
there goes a future sponsorship for NBA 23. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they can keep it until they remove their microtransactions. I'm not interested.
We need some sponsorships in this show, rather.
You know,
so-
I've actually, from what I've played of it, I haven't been approached in the game about any microtransactions whatsoever.
Ah, fair.
I don't know where that is, or if I'm just not looking in the right place. But just playing normally in career or doing online matches with people, playing cooperatively, I've not seen it whatsoever.
Wait, is that the game that has commercials?
No, I haven't seen a commercial yet either.
Because I heard about that
Are-
they make you watch commercials or something in it or something.
Maybe that's Madden.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think what are the
don't know.
other sports
Oh.
games that have a lot of microtransactions.
Thimba is throwing shade in the chat. He's saying he prefers NBA 2K over the FIFA games.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Features
I thought
garbage.
y'all would take offense to that. I mean,
Oh, God, no.
soccer is y'all's bread and butter, right?
I hate football. Yeah. I was always a rugby guy.
Oh,
We
but
all hate football. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
so, I guess we can head into our first topic. So, everybody has been looking forward to Stalker 2, And
Oh, yeah.
with it releasing on Xbox Game Pass day one, everybody's been kind of hyped about it. And now we've found out that it's getting a 5-month delay. It's going from April 8th to December, or April 7th to December 8th, or something like that.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not.
And the developer is saying that we need this time to be basically comfortable with the product that we're giving you.
Here's the thing. If it's delayed and it launches and it's great, fair play. But if it's delayed and it launches and it's a buggy mess, then that's why it was delayed. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, like they should have known a while ago. That you think that this was going to happen? 6 months or whatever.
It's a long delay for sure.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing. That made me curious about one thing. Do you remember when everything was okay for Stalker 2 to be released and they decided to announce about the NFT bullshit that happened before? And then after that they said no, we gave up on that idea. We are not going to be doing any NFTs at all. I think that the game was maybe had some section that was totally designed for NFTs, and they are
Maybe.
just working to how do we implement to get some extra cash
Microtransactions.
without spitting on our gamer player base face. You know what I mean? I think they are just trying to make that because before that it was all good. Everything was okay for them to release the game early this year.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys think about that? Am I talking bullshit? Am I crazy? That was just something that I ended up thinking about.
I think they want to put in some microtransactions, like skins and other thing. I think that's why.
It's getting bad though, isn't it? It's like every game now is. A lot of developers are now talking about fucking NFTs and oh my god, like.
I don't even understand why you'd want one. Why would you buy it? Like, I don't get it.
This is it. I mean, the way Ubisoft made it sound like it's items that you can wear on your player or on your character that are unique to you. Okay, that's fair. But they're doing it for fucking Ghost Recon. What was the last one?
Breakpoint.
That's the one. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, a game that nobody's playing anyway. How is that going to be worth anything? Like it's beyond me.
And even if there was a player base on that game, like it's just not worth it.
And I think this is like a sign of the future. This is going to be the standard, and it's shit. It's not what people want.
Oh, so they're saying that it's like a skin that nobody can have except for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I thought it was worse than that. I thought it was like there's a picture. Like artwork from the game or something.
It's like a unique
but
item.
Still, but like exclusive items are just another excuse for people to increase their prices in offering something. So like you're going to buy a skin for $50, but guess what? Only you have that $50 skin. Was it worth it? It doesn't mean shit. It's just a cosmetic for a game. So like
I'm guessing people are assuming that if the item looks cool, it's going to increase in value or some shit.
Then you could resell it.
No.
Now, thing.
Go on, Bob, please.
One thing, since we're on this topic of microtransactions and really, I mean, what do they really mean in the end? What you paid money for? In a way, I kind of like the way Halo Infinite did it because. So you may not notice you may not notice what they're wearing while you're killing them, but I like how they put a lot of emphasis on seeing the other people on your team at the very beginning of the match before you get into it, and you really get to see how everybody's got their armor all dressed up and what they're wearing, and that kind of gives a little bit of the showcase to the personalization you've given to your character with those purchases. So in that aspect, I think if it was more evident to other players what you've put into it, it may be. But other than that, it's just a personal addiction for people who like to spend money on games.
Yeah, I think to me, I think it rings too close to. Remember loot boxes and how everyone was like, "Oh, but it's just gambling." I feel like it's the same. It's attacking the same audience. It's encouraging people to spend money on something on something that they think is going to be worth value, and there's a chance that you can buy a skin thinking it's going to be the next big thing, and you've lost money on it because it doesn't do anything. I just think it's up there with loot boxes, and I feel like it's preying on people with that kind of personality. For me, anyway, I don't like the business model, and I think it's a desperate attempt to get more money out of players and more money out of gullible players at that.
Or like something even worse, we could be going back to the CS:GO times where you remember CS:GO, where players literally were selling their skins or gambling skins for thousands of dollars, and then you were doing like a black market of weapon skins for no reason at all, and they have no value at all, and people were actually buying. And Valve didn't give a shit about that. They were okay. That's currency for us. Great. Like
Yeah.
I get worried about that.
It's all designed to. Honestly, it's all designed to trick people into parting with more of their money, I think. And the only people that are going to benefit are developers. Like players are not going to benefit off it, I don't think.
All right, so
yes. No, one last question that I need to say about Stalker 2, not about microtransactions. With this delay, would you say that Xbox is now having nothing for the beginning of this year and then is only going to have big titles at the end of it? Or do you guys think that we are well served throughout the whole year so we can have Stalker 2 by the end of it?
I think we'll still get games added to Game Pass and stuff. It's not a big deal that it's been delayed. Everyone's making it a big deal. I don't understand why, because it's not like, this happens every year. There's usually like one or two games that don't come out at the start of the year.
It's because it comes to that exclusive mentality, and then that's why I made the question.
Yeah, I don't care if things are exclusive or not. I just don't care.
I don't give a shit about games that drop at the beginning of the year because I'm still playing games that drop over Christmas. So I don't understand why people are making a big deal out of it.
Well
there's plenty to play. There's there's all the shit on Game Pass. You got all your games from the Christmas period last year. It's not like we're in the middle of a fucking drought. There is shit loads to be playing.
I'm waiting for Dying Light 2. That's my game.
Oh man, I'm so looking forward to that
game. we are going to be talking about Dying Light 2, no worries. But what do you think, Bob, about Stalker 2 and its delay? Is it going to be a bad thing for Xbox this year?
No, I don't believe it's going to be a bad thing at all. I don't know about you all, but because of the winter that we had, the holiday season of games hitting Game Pass and games being released, I haven't finished Far Cry 6 yet, and I'm a Far Cry junkie. But I had to move on from Far Cry to Horizon 5, and then I had to move on from Horizon 5 to Halo Infinite, and I'm still playing Halo Infinite, and I derailed from that for a little while so that I could play The Gunk, which is a great game in its own right. I've got so much of a backlog that I could use at least a couple of months without some, showstopper smacking me in the face saying, "You got to play me now, please."
Yeah, exactly.
I know, like if people complain because there's nothing to play, then you got a problem.
Yeah, you're not playing the right games then.
The fanboys are going to take this and run with it. That's what they do. They're going to make this a big deal that's not really present, and that's just how the gaming community is. But really, in reality, it's not a big deal. It's just something that can be wheeled for internet clout.
Fair enough.
So into our next topic. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way because I am playing the gameplay footage. So Jeff Ross, the creator of Days Gone, was kind of throwing shade at Sony in some pretty controversial tweets, saying that Days Gone got shot down for a sequel when it sold 8 million copies. And then it went into Steam and it sold another 1 million copies in Steam. His game isn't getting a sequel yet. Ghosts of Tsushima, that has these same sales numbers, already has a sequel in the works.
I think
Mm.
it all comes down to popularity. I mean, everybody talks about Ghost of Tsushima because it is a masterpiece. I think that's the problem. I think Days Gone was an okay game, wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. Didn't do anything differently that hasn't already been done before. I think that's the only reason why it's not getting a sequel.
Yeah,
Would you say that this popularity of the game was influenced by the Metacritic score? Because I think Ghost of Tsushima has a higher score than Days
It was
Gone.
buggy as well. When Days Gone was broken up.
That
be.
ended up helping to influence people to say Days Gone is bad, Ghost of
yeah.
Tsushima is
Well,
good. So
I'm sure it's not just their fans. It's also, I think that a lot of their fans has rubbed off on Sony as well, and Sony is putting a lot of value in Metacritic score, just like their
yeah,
fan base is, and that had a lot to do with it.
I think I know what happened. I bet you Ghost of Tsushima sold more full price copies than Days Gone did. I bet you that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
So it end up making more money. Maybe that's what happened. Because if you buy Days Gone, say like 5 million people bought it for like $30. Like that's not that good. I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
there's that, and let's just be realistic. They already have a zombie game. Okay, Last of Us. So maybe they're thinking, do we really want to make another zombie
I
game? Like I don't know.
I don't know. I think that may be a bad take because like The Last of Us, it seems that the main series of The Last of Us is coming to an end with The Last of Us 3. I don't know. That's just a rumor that I heard. It is not nothing confirmed yet or stuff like that. But like it seems that they are going to this direction of okay, this is the end of our saga. So why won't you do another zombie game, but like different from The Last of Us, but with something interesting like Days Gone? I think it did because I didn't play Days Gone. I don't have a PS4, but people that plays like Bob said that okay, it's a really good game. Why not try it out?
I think Alucard might be onto something there. I hadn't actually thought about that. But you've got The Last of Us 2, which again is massive critical acclaim. And then you've got it against Days Gone, which people met with meh, it was all right. That kind of reception. So maybe that's why they've decided not to make a sequel for Days Gone, because they've got The Last of Us. They don't really need another one. So maybe that is the deciding factor.
And we've seen Sony do this with franchises before.
Bob.
Like I can't think of any reason why the Resistance went away.
Bob,
It was
one
great
thing that I need to point out is Slayer is waiting for you to add into the to the recording room.
The pussy magnet that is Slayer.
He won't be able to show his face because he's not feeling well. So yeah, that's the game.
Oh, what?
What's up, guys?
Get rid of
Slaying
him.
it.
How's it going?
He's not willing to show his face. Get rid of him.
Slaying the ladies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Slay! How didn't anyone think about that? Holy fucking shit!
Well, I've heard that many times before from my friends.
He is.
No. I'm talking about
so
your
he
friends.
does.
I'm not talking about your friends.
His
You're not your friends
friends.
here.
Oh yeah.
we,
Well, I guess I'll fuck off then.
we just record a podcast and play games with you. Simple as that. Nothing more than that. I'm just kidding.
Gotcha.
The click Slayer. That's it.
Wow.
That's all you're worth.
So what have you been doing, Slayer? What have you been up to?
It's just been rough, man.
I'm up there.
Work,
Buddy.
busy with work, and trying to play games, but hasn't really been working out because I've been having some issues, personal issues, and nothing too crazy, but it's been kind of rough. But yeah, I've played a little bit. I started Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Played a little bit of excuse me, Aliens Fireteam Elite and Star Wars Battlefront 2. My friends kind of wanted to check that out. Ember, that game is pretty fun. It's on Game Pass. It's where you're like a firefighter, also co-op, pretty cool. And other than that, just ESO, pretty much. And then like I said, been really busy with work. I've been coming home basically like at 6 p.m. every day, so I haven't really had much time throughout the week. But yeah.
Fair enough.
That's awesome. So Slayer, what do you think about Stalker 2 being delayed from April to December?
Are we back into that topic?
Again.
Well, I have to be honest with you. I've never played the series. This is going to be my first time checking it out. I've heard good things about the first one, but I have to say I'm sort of not surprised with regards to the backlash of the NFTs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like hopefully that they're taking that time because they realize that they messed up, and maybe they were building a system around NFTs that they now have to kind of revert.
Yeah.
And
You see? You see?
Yeah. Probably.
yeah,
I
because that was like
wasn't
the
the only
original
one.
plan.
I
Yeah.
wasn't the only one who thought that.
And they're
they're
just like, well, we fucked up, we got to fix it. So let's go
probably
back to
gonna
the drawing
have.
board.
You think they're gonna have like a store now, like a microtransaction store?
Oh, I mean, I thought that from the beginning that they were gonna have that.
Everyone's doing that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
They better not have a battle pass. I don't want to.
There's going to be a
Oh yeah, I'm sure there will be. I mean, come on, Halo has one now. Minecraft
Mate.
Dungeons has one now. Sea of Thieves has one. Every game has one.
What?
Mate,
Minecraft Dungeons has a battle pass?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Mate,
like
mate.
as of like 2-3 weeks ago, I think.
Great.
Oh
I
my
love
god.
battle passes. They need to be done properly. That's the only thing.
Yes,
Battle pass.
for sure.
Okay, now we've got that out of the way, we'll go back into the topic that he arrived during. Slayer, did you ever play Days Gone?
No, I have not. But I wish I never got a chance to play the game. But I'm hoping that when I get my PS5, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
It looks really good though. Like I've heard good things about it, and honestly, it seems like my kind of game. So
the story is really cool. I mean, yeah, I know. So if you look at Dying Light kind of had a little bit of a story, but the premise was you were basically just dropped, in this city, you were sent in, and blah blah blah. And
oh yeah,
it's kind of the same thing with State of Decay and World War Z. We know what's going on, but what you don't see here is that in the very beginning of Days Gone, you start off as a family, and you get torn apart from that family, and it's got a very heartfelt story to it. And I think that there's a lot of zombie games that just carry on that premise, and they don't really delve that far into the story or the emotions of the characters. And I believe that's what made this game. And that's also what made Ghost of Tsushima good too, because you followed him through his fall, his rise, watching his family die, and it really hit home with players. And this story really did too. But I'm disappointed it's not getting one. Right now, they may come
Yeah.
back to it. You never know.
yeah, I was thinking that too.
So, am I reading this correctly, Fabio? South Park game is getting a multiplayer game in development.
Yes, that was Ash posted this in our Discord server. It was from a post from True Achievement saying multiplayer South Park game in development. South Park is returning to gaming once again, but this time it's coming from Question Games and looks to feature multiplayer elements. And here's the thing, I decided to put this on the list because South Park was so well done on the two previous games, in my opinion. But what is it, Redis? You're muted. You're muted.
He's not muted on the stream. He's muted. Errol, I heard that. What'd you say,
Hear
Redders?
me? Right?
Yeah, we
there
got
we
you
go.
now, brother.
We're back.
what
There
just
we
happened?
go.
I was just saying, no, I haven't played either of them, so I can't.
They're really good because it seems that you are playing like an interactive episode of South Park, but
I think
very new.
they
And, like-
did. I think they did the right thing by adding stuff like World of Warcraft to the cartoon, because that gave them a gateway into the gaming scene. I think, like, I remember playing a South Park game back on the N64. My God, it was dreadful.
Oh man, I know what you're talking about. The one where you
Oh,
like
the one
get
where
to,
you-
like a snowball
like-
fight and stuff like that.
Yes,
it was
snowball
awful.
fights with the turkeys, and yeah.
Yeah,
The fact that
and
they've now tapped into this RPG thing. I mean, could you imagine a South Park MMO where it's like a giant RPG, like World of Warcraft, but set in the South Park universe? That'd be excellent.
like they did the first game, the Stick of Truth was kind of like an RPG. It had some RPG elements in it,
Hmm.
especially in the combat that was turn-based combat,
Wait,
just
I
like
mean-
an RPG.
The Fractured Butthole was also an RPG.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they
both are.
Could you say that it was an RPG? I don't know.
Yeah, it just has a different combat system.
Yeah. Like I wasn't much of a fan of the combat system in the Fractured Butthole, but still, it was really fun.
I was skeptical when I first saw that game because I was like, why do they change it up so much? Because like I thought that the combat in the first game, Stick of Truth, was awesome. And then
Exactly.
when I saw like the
And
grid, I was like, this kind of looks a little weird. But when I actually played it though, it worked. It wasn't. It still was a little bit weird, and it took some getting used to. But they worked it. They worked it out pretty well. In
And
my
like
opinion.
and like I think there's a difference between a game being an RPG in comparison with a game having RPG elements, because like the first game was developed by Obsidian.
Of
So
course,
like
that's why it
these
was better.
guys are big masters of RPG games. The second game was developed by Ubisoft themselves. I don't
Yeah.
remember the studio,
Yeah, it
First one
was.
but
Ubisoft,
it
yeah.
and like it had some elements that worked on the previous game, but it changed some mechanics that made it less of an RPG, just like the first game. And the good thing is they decided to stick with the game being an interactive episode. And here's the thing: a multiplayer game of South Park, I think, is going to be that's a shitty idea, because I don't think that's gonna work, to be honest.
Hmm.
Because
I think it would. See, the thing is, like with cartoons, you could literally do whatever the fuck you wanted to them. I'd love to see more
Yeah.
cartoons being turned into games. Fuck, could you imagine a Rick and Morty game where you have to fucking fight your way through the universe? That'd be amazing.
You know,
There's-
I love South Park. I've seen every episode. I've got every episode. I love South Park, but I didn't give either one of these games a chance because that is how much I despise turn-based. I can't not stand turn-based combat. I hate it so much.
See, my only reason
I
for
did-
not trying the new South Park games is because of how bad the old South Park game was on the N64. I wasn't interested because that game was horrendous.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, if
But
I can get it again.
trust me, the Stick of Truth is as excellent, especially if you are a South Park fan. So yeah.
I just need to say, Thimber, I can't believe you've never watched an episode of South Park. That is your mission for this week: is to go back and watch.
Forget about the podcast. Stop watching this right now
stop
and go
watching this
watch South Park.
Go and watch South Park.
That's the mission for the whole week.
You got to watch the Black Friday trilogy.
I remember when South Park came out. We'd only recently got cable, and me and my mum were sat watching MTV, and it came on, and we couldn't believe what we were hearing. I think I was only like 11 or 12 at the time when that came out. And my God, changed everything.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Amazing. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say about this topic. So if you guys don't have anything else to talk about it, we can move on. No worries.
I do want to. So I enjoyed turn-based combat like Final Fantasy VII on my original PlayStation.
Which actually
And-
owes us a playthrough.
Yes, Ash owes us a playthrough. And
Get on it, Ash. Slack bastard.
I kind of, I don't know. After that game, I mean, I didn't even finish that game. I think I was just making myself play that type of game because it was what was really, really popular on the system at the time. But yeah, I'm more of an action-oriented type person.
I stopped playing Final Fantasy when it stopped being turn-based. I always felt like Final Fantasy should be turn-based, and then it just died for me when they turned it into hack and slash.
Which is funny because I love playing Magic. I love playing Magic the Gathering with my friends at work and stuff, and that's turn-based. But it's just different when a video game does it.
Well,
all right, so this is the part of the episode where I give the old pitch on my soapbox. We now have a Patreon to all our listeners, and you can join the Patreon for awesome benefits, early access, all the good stuff that Patreon gives you for $1 a month. So hop on that.
not just that, but
Fucking hell, I
we
think the
are
dollar and the pound are the same now, aren't they? Jesus.
not just that, but 2022 is a pretty big year for the XBL Party podcast because we have brand new shows coming out right now, like with the Gina shows and another and T Tuesday with Ash, Radders, and Dina as well. Soon enough, there's going to be my show, my video that I'm just finishing the script, and hopefully you guys like it. And probably new crazy ideas as game nights with people as well as gaming live streams, all sorts of stuff. So we need support, but if you can do it, no worries. We really appreciate it. Just if you like the video.
It's cheaper than Fabio's milk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lord.
And one thing I really want to start to push in 2022 is our
You
fan
son of a
reaction.
bitch.
So our fan reaction in the comments during our shows is great, but I would really like to start having an open party game night after our shows for
Oh,
our
that'd be-
fans to
that'd be
actually.
fun.
That'd be good. Yeah, like an after hours.
Yeah, that would be
That's-
awesome.
For sure.
Just remember, guys, for $1 a month, you can keep Fabio in milk for 4 weeks.
And he gets thirsty. Don't think he doesn't.
I
He
showed
does get thirsty.
I showed my beardless face. You said you would stop that if I if I showed
I
you
never
that.
said that.
You
I
said
want
it.
to see
You
that back.
said
That's not going to come out of my
You
mouth.
said it.
So how do we all feel about the Splinter Cell remake?
I hate it.
Jesus.
Actually, no, I don't hate it. I'm disappointed. I feel like the fans have been crying out for a new Splinter Cell for such a long time, and they're giving us a remake of the original, which is bound to have microtransactions and shit thrown into it for good measure. I feel it's a bit disappointing. I would have liked for them to go on, you know what? We believe in this franchise here, have a new IP, as opposed to just going, no, just have the old one.
Like, would
Well.
it be a remake of the first game, or is it a full reboot of the series?
It's a full remake of the first one. The very first one.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think that's a bad thing, but what troubles me the most is like we're dealing with nowadays Ubisoft. And nowadays Ubisoft likes to put a lot of microtransactions into their games. So yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
We know it's gonna happen.
You can fucking
But-
guarantee the Sam Fisher.
Well, if you
will
think about it, though,
Yeah,
Ironsides is getting pretty old. So even in the last Splinter Cell game, they were already starting to show him gray and tethered. Maybe, I mean, if we keep going this way, we're going to end up sneaking into places and doing espionage in a wheelchair.
But they
So-
can easily retire the Sam Fisher character and bring in a new character.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
tie Sam Fisher in some way. You don't have to.
Kind of like a
have-
sibling of his that
Yeah.
that is being tutored by him. That would be kind of cool.
Or maybe Sam Fisher's been kidnapped and you've been brought in to fucking rescue him or some shit. And just, you could do anything. Like, that's the thing. You could do anything with it. You don't have to just keep having Sam Fisher play the lead character.
I don't,
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
mean,
Like, I think it has to be Sam Fisher because Splinter Cell was always Sam Fisher, in my opinion. And
Yeah,
like,
There's no
I
reason
don't-
why
I
you
don't
can't have
see-
a new operative and have Sam Fisher
like,
in your ear. giving you a voice.
I don't see what is the problem with just continuing what they did after Blacklist.
I don't think
Blacklist was
I'll-
such a good game. Like, what's the deal with it? Why can't you guys just continue the series from that point?
Probably
we
probably
need to
missing a lot of
remake.
the original developers,
Hmm.
you know, and they're just
So
like,
they can-
you know,
We can't do anything about it.
I mean,
I think that-
because think about it
I
like
don't
this, right? If they tried what you're saying, and a lot of the minds behind that game are gone, then you know that those people are probably the ones that would have the vision going forward. Whereas if they would try to like, you know, tack on some story that they think would continue that, you know, people would probably get pissed off.
I'm not necessarily. I don't
Would that
necessarily
be-
agree with that. I feel like there's a lot of young talent there, just as good. They're up and coming that could easily push out a game that's just as good. I feel like
No,
we
it's
just need-
not about that. It's just that, you know, there's some hardcore fans though that would probably be like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this? Like, what, you know, what direction are you trying to take this game in? So if they basically do like a clean slate, then they can say like, oh, this is like a fresh start, you know?
Would
I
that
feel
be
like it's
the
afraid to take that step. I'm worried that I think Ubisoft have gotten comfortable now pushing out You know,
Would that be the what happened with Ghost Recon and Assassin's Creed? The original creators left the company and then they decided to change it completely to something
Yeah, you
else.
better be careful what you
Probably.
ask for because
Yeah.
this game might be different. The new
Because
Splinter
like
Cell might be a different game.
I
tell you
I,
now, man,
feel,
Witcher
I
3 came out and raised the bar so high that Ubisoft went, "Oh, we want our Assassin's Creeds to be fucking The Witcher without magic," and that's exactly what they've become.
I feel the what I fear the is not just the microtransactions part, but I fear that like the Splinter Cell game becomes exactly like every single Ubisoft game nowadays, where you have a fucking drone, where you can spot the enemies, you can mark them, you invade a base, you get some currency,
Hmm.
and you go back to the same point. Like every single game nowadays is exactly like that for some reason.
No, they've been pulling away from that in recent games. I don't remember
It's
that
bec-
being Far Cry
it,
6, and it
no,
certainly wasn't in Valhalla.
it's because it's because I'm thinking about like Assassin's Creed Oranges was like that, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was like that, Ghost Recon Ghost Recon Wildlands was like that, Breakpoint was like that, and like okay, besides ignoring Breakpoints, all the other three games are good games. I really enjoy them, but like holy fucking shit, guys, can we just change
I,
it a little bit? Can we
saw
fucking
this.
stop doing the same
Well,
thing?
I saw
Far
it.
Cry started that. The very
Yeah.
first Far Cry that came out in 2004, you could mark your enemies with binoculars, and
Yes.
it's
I like
that way in Far Cry
Pinpoint
6.
does that.
And I thought that was
Yeah.
one of the really cool parts of sneaking into a base was that you could tell where they were looking and where they
Yeah.
were. And that really added to putting together a plan.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You
for
didn't
sure.
just have to run in there and balls deep just start going gun ho. I mean, I did in Far Cry 6,
But
but
it
Far Cry 5 I
isn't.
was a lot more tactical with how I approached bases and stuff.
But don't you think that's a problem when every single game from that company, not that franchise, but every single game from that company is now doing exactly the same thing?
No, because I liked it. I didn't mind it. It's not a feature that really bothered me. The towers used to bother me. I don't know if you remember those fucking towers
You're
you had
talking.
to climb.
Wait a second, but you are talking about the towers from
Far
Assassin's
Cry
Creed
4.
Brotherhood.
Far Cry, Far Cry 3. Actually, yeah, Far Cry 3 as well. They were worse in 3. Jesus Christ, they were horrible.
What? I had a lot of fun
The
with it.
radio towers you had to go up and shut
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to go up there and just to unfog the map and stuff. I didn't like that, but I don't mind the whole tagging enemies in bases thing. It made it a lot more interactive. I thought you had to like plan your attack and shit. You couldn't
Well,
just
It's a stealth mechanic. I get it.
At the same time, I see how it's kind of hard for a developer to not do that. If they have something that goes over so well with one game, they just assume that that's going to make all their games better. And
Yeah.
a lot of times that's not the case because the other games are loved for other reasons.
I saw someone tweet about Wildlands the other day, and to be fair, Wildlands was fucking great. My only issue with it was a massive. Well, I mean, I'm talking enormous. It's absolutely huge, and yet it felt dead. Like there was no one walking around. There was like
True.
You occasionally saw like the odd villager here and there. But
I mean, I felt the same way.
Size of the map, it was just dead.
I loved Wildlands.
Awful.
But it seemed like the only time you saw anything other than the people you were playing with that were alive was when you were actually going into an encampment.
Yeah. That's the issue I have with it. It just felt empty, and that's a shame, because that game was great. It just needed that little bit more.
And that's another thing Ubisoft did. So Wildlands was really good. It was well received, and so then they just start spitting out games like Wildlands. Like I didn't enjoy Breakpoint because it was Wildlands 2.0.
Let's do Wildlands, but add microtransactions.
Yeah,
Exactly.
of course.
Let's add RPG elements.
So,
man, I'm dreading the days when games go live service.
Hopefully, Ubisoft knows that they're walking on eggshells with the Splinter Cell franchise, and they give it the respect it deserves. And they found a way to usher in the old fans with the new, and not butt rape us too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I have hope because I mean, when you look at Mafia 1 and its remake,
Mafia 1 because I was about to say Mafia 3.
No, Mafia 1.
Mafia 3. I really enjoyed the story of Mafia 3. I just felt the gameplay got a bit tedious. It was very much
Yes,
the same
that
throughout the entire
exactly,
game.
exactly.
But what I loved about Mafia 3 was they wasn't afraid to go to places where it needed to go, with like the racial aspect of it and stuff. And like just showcasing just how shit people were treated in that sort of time period. I thought they did a great job at that and like highlighting that. But the story was great. The gameplay, my God, it was the same for like 12 hours, 15 hours, just the same thing over and
It
over
was
again.
actually the same animation when you interrogated someone. You just stabbed him in the neck, doing exactly the same movement, the same fucking motion with the fucking knife. Like, it was just so holy crap, man.
Yeah.
How many times do I have to keep doing this?
I love the story. I thought the story was great. Mafia 2 is still my favorite, though.
So how big can a game be before it's too big?
Did you guys know that Mafia 2 was made by a Czech studio?
Yes,
Which
as a matter of
studio?
fact, I did know that they actually did those 3 games with 3 different studios, and the one that did the first one did the best remake, in my opinion.
I'm sorry, I had no idea at all. Like, what is the name of the studio?
Literally 2K Czech.
Holy
did not
crap!
know
Okay, I have no idea.
Yeah, the first one was handed off to a third party, as well as the third one was as well, but the second one was taken care of by a 2K studio of a different nationality. Yes.
It is such a good job.
Yeah, the reason why I mentioned that is because that's where I'm from. So rep Czech.
Rip check. I hear you. So is 500 hours in a game too much, guys?
No,
No,
I guess
No.
it depends.
I mean, look at MMOs.
we were
Look,
talking about
no,
this the other
you
day. I don't get why people have got a problem with it. It's just,
you don't have to look at MMOs. Just look at Skyrim.
Yeah.
I mean, Skyrim wasn't 500 hours, was it? I mean, you could play that game for hours, but I don't think the amount of content was.
Are
that.
you able to complete it?
What do you mean?
You have
Yes.
in Skyrim.
Yeah.
You have infinite quests. Sometimes
You
get to
nah,
a
but
point
those don't-
where the
those don't
quests become
count.
infinite.
Yeah, but those don't count. Those are like
Of course they count.
no, they don't. Those are repetitive
Yeah,
fetch
I know.
quests and shit.
I'm
Get out of
just
here.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't understand why people have a problem with it.
Hmm.
When having more content and things to do become a bad thing,
Well, the 500 hours is what for like if you did every single mission,
Yeah.
like side quests, main
Went to
quests.
every area and shit.
And you
Every
did it
area.
every way imaginable.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
sorry. Go ahead.
Like-
Go ahead.
I think people are over exaggerating by thinking that, oh my god, it takes 500 hours just to complete the main story. No, guys, that's not it. God damn it.
That's not what they're saying at all. And I think, we touched on this the other day on Tea Time Tuesday, but like I think people have become so ingrained in this whole 8 to 12 hour one and done that it's just. They complain if there's not enough content. They complain if there's too much. Like you can't win with people. No one's making you play it for 500 hours. That's just an example that they gave, and people are like, "Oh, we don't want to play for 500 hours." You're not asking. No one's asking.
I think the issue was that it was like a miscommunication. I feel like they didn't think about that before they tweeted out. Now I'm not saying there's not anything wrong with what they said, but I just feel like people when they saw 500 hours, they just saw, they immediately thought of, oh my god, it's just filler crap.
Yeah,
It's just
there's been a lot
okay.
of discussions on Twitter about people complaining that games are in 8 to 12 hours, and I think they tried to jump on that and our game's 500 hours is like a brag, and people are like, no, I'm not playing it for 500 hours. I think they just jumped the gun a bit, but the fact that they've had to come out and explain like just how long each step of the game is going to take, I find that fucking ridiculous.
I think they should have done that to begin with. In my opinion, they should have started off with saying, "Hey guys, just so you know, our upcoming game is going to be 500 hours to complete 100%," and then they should have. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that I don't know why they did it in the first place, but like they should have since they did go down that road, they should have taken the time to actually explain a little bit more in advance.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like here's the breakdown, so that way people know like what's what. Because if people saw initially that okay, it's 500 hours, but then they saw okay, 20 hours for the main campaign, 80 hours for the side stuff, and then 100 hours with both and whatever, and then and then they kind of explain like what the rest of the 500 hours is. That would have like given people a better idea of like, okay, now I see, and I don't have to make assumptions myself, because
this is something that's only started happening in like the last few years, and I don't remember there ever being conversations about how long games lasted.
Yeah, and
Like
like
before.
wasn't there? I remember the time where the bigger the game, the
The
better
better,
it is because you have more like oh my god, the game is huge, and this is just really awesome and amazing, and I really enjoy it. And like I don't know what comes to their mind, but like every big game, giant game, has end up having one or another filler crap mission. Like
Yeah.
you name it, Assassin's Creed has it, Elder Scrolls Online has it,
Assassin's Creed
World
for
of
me
Wa-
is the fucking
World of
worst for it.
World of Warcraft has it, Skyrim has it, The Witcher has it. This one's gonna have it. But like,
Like,
why right now is this a bad thing?
I'll tell you, I'll happily take 80 hours of campaign and side missions as long as the campaign is the dominant mission. I don't, because one of my biggest gripes with Assassin's, I've touched on this before. One of my biggest gripes with Ubisoft games is it's a 20-hour to 30-hour campaign and like fucking 40 to 50 hours worth of side missions and collectibles. I want the main game to be the focal point. You know what I mean?
Well, then you're going to be unhappy here.
I don't know. It's because like here's the thing, rather. It's because there are some people who really prefer to like okay, I'll finish the main quest and then I'll have the whole game to enjoy it just for myself. Like there are some people that play it like that. If you are someone who prefers to, I want a game to finish completely once I end the main mission. Like that's fine, but sometimes
No,
some
I'm not
people
saying
when
that.
they
I'm not saying
like
that at all. I'm just
yeah,
saying
but
that the majority of your time shouldn't be taken up in side missions. It should be taken up in the main campaign. If you're putting out a game that's got a 20-hour campaign and 40 hours worth of side missions and collectibles, you're doing it wrong.
yeah, but
That's
yeah,
That's
but
every
then
game, though. I feel like, isn't it?
yeah,
it's getting that
but
way.
but I think that if if the games decide to go with this approach, then we are going to have much more filler crappy missions, and people were going to complain by saying, "What's the point of having a secondary mission if it is going to be really bad?"
No, you don't have to. You don't have to
No, like, but you
reduce
get my point.
quality of the
You get what
side
I mean
mission.
here.
You don't need to have lots of shit missions of like go here and kill that, go there, collect this. Have 4 or 5 really compelling side missions, but let the main story be the focal point. That's what I'm getting at. Like in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm running around rescuing a fucking goat from a burning building. Why am I doing that? I'm a Viking. Like I'm supposed to be trying to overthrow England, and I'm off trying to rescue a goat from a building. I don't want to be doing that.
I mean, some of those missions were funny, though. I have to be honest.
They
Yeah,
are
maybe
funny,
they are
but
just.
like you don't need to have that many hours worth of those missions. Like the odd 1 or 2 here and there, fair enough. But I don't want to be doing the majority of that. I want to be focusing on a really compelling story, a really compelling campaign.
See, I think this kind of like makes me think about your point from earlier because like I didn't mind any of those missions. So this is another one of those things where they will never be able to like satisfy everyone, you know. And like I know I know you guys think of me as like a special case because of the fact that I play through everything, and no matter how shitty it is or whatever. But that's because like for me, like I just enjoy the experience. Like I kind of try to look at it from like the developer's point of view, and like okay, they had like they had maybe like a fun idea, like they didn't want to be too serious. Like I get it, like you're a Viking, but at the same time, adding a little humor is not so bad.
No, it's not so bad. But like I would rather they had, like I said, I'd rather they have like longer, compelling side missions as opposed to just go there and kill that, go there, collect this.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah,
get really fucking tedious really quick.
But I feel like
especially when it's like go there and kill this, and then you go back to your base. It's like, oh, by the way, go there and collect that from the same fucking area that you were just in. Like you could have easily sent me to do that in the first place.
What I fucking hate is when the secondary mission is like just a few meters just a
Yeah.
few miles from the from the point where I started. Like I got the mission and okay, go to that door and kill that guy. Why don't you do that?
Go
you
to the
asshole?
other end of the map, collect this can of beans, bring it
Now-
all the way back.
Now,
Go
one
back
thing
to that
I
same area
lost.
and get a loaf of
I
bread.
lost my papa's fishing rod. Can you please retrieve it to me? Like, god damn it,
No,
man.
get it your fucking self. You can swim.
Now, if you think about it, there's a lot of games that could have advertised it this way. I mean, if you look at Gears of War, all the like Seriously and Seriously 2.0 achievements, where I think how many hours you would have into that
Oh,
if
God.
you did that.
Yeah.
And then you got State of Decay, where you've got to be in a nightmare zone for 50 days. You've got to, your settlement has to survive for 50 days in a nightmare zone. Think of how many hours you'd have to put in for that. The only difference between
EA did it with FIFA.
now, let's say there's
Bring
let's
it to
say
the
in
back.
Dying Light 2,
hours you'll spend grinding coins. Alternatively, you could just give us more of your money and stand a much better chance of getting some decent players.
now let's say that in Dying Light 2 there is one achievement, and that one achievement would require you to put in about that much time in the game. Well, then technically they can say yes, it will take 500 hours. But the only difference between them and the other developers is the way they advertised it, and they made it sound the way it's not.
Yeah, like it's going to be a guaranteed 400 hours.
Yeah, like that Seriously 2.0 achievement in Gears. I'm never going to get that.
Never
No way.
tried.
Yeah.
But
those
I mean,
Don't even
you
bother.
do have
Which
crazy
is gonna get
completionists like
unnecessarily
Slayer that will grind that shit out.
Oh hell no. No.
Not
I have
just
my
Slayer.
I have
Ash,
my I have my
put Ash here.
boundaries, man.
Put Ash here. He can defend himself. Just put
See,
Ash here as
For
an
me,
example.
that draws the line because I'm not about to do some repetitive ass shit like that where you got to collect a million things or kill a million things. Like nah, that's just grinding that I don't like to do.
I'll tell you what, man. Assassin's Creed Unity still gives me PTSD. Unlocking all the fucking chests in Paris. My God.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Jesus fucking.
I
And
had
like
fucking nightmares over that shit.
I think some achievements were for you to get were necessary for you to have Yubi play or something like that, right?
Mm.
Like that
Yeah.
was so like oh no, I won't be doing that, mate. I don't
Every
care. I
fucking
don't give
chest
a
in Paris.
fuck.
And to be fair, some of them were locked as well. Some of them were locked behind shit. And you have to work out how to get to them. My God, it was horrendous. And I did it like a fucking idiot because I wanted the achievement. Yeah.
Like I think the answer is a game can be as long as it wants, but when its missions are well done, well developed, and fulfilling for the player. So yeah,
False
yeah.
Alucard. I really want to know what's your view on this. If you enjoy a game, will you put 500 hours into it just to get that one achievement?
Instead of the K2, how many hours do we have? Go.
Oh god, I probably have like 600 hours in it.
Okay, we got our answer. Drop it down.
So
Next one.
I'll play
All the reason
Dying.
why they keep making these games so long.
I'll play Dying Light 2 probably for a long time. So
I mean, Dying Light 1 was really good. Like I literally replayed the whole
Yes.
game over the summer,
I just
last
bought
summer,
that.
and
I
it was a
literally
lot
bought
of fun.
that 2 days ago.
The gameplay is amazingly fun, but the
Oh,
story
hell yeah.
wasn't its strongest point. But the gameplay
I
just
really-
compensated so well for it.
I really wanted to go back and do the game in 60 FPS. So,
Nice.
so I bought it again. And I'm okay with it.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, the story was a little all over the place, but I feel like it wrapped up nicely in the DLC though,
Okay.
especially with the 2 different endings.
Yeah, but it's so shitty this mechanic that we had with since Mass Effect 3, where for you to have the real ending of the story, you need to buy this fucking DLC. Like
That's ridiculous.
Well, remember, it was supposed to be a whole new game, its own game, and then they decided that, that it would be better if they just released it as DLC.
Yep.
Because I mean, I don't know if you could say there was enough content for it to be its own game, especially when like the amount, like the price that it released at. Like I mean, unless they like kept it at that price point or maybe a little less. But it wasn't bad. It was like I think the story for that DLC for the following was like I want to say like 8 to 10 hours. So
Yeah.
That's actually not bad. So
Yeah.
I really want to get all the achievements. I remember 1K'ing the original, so I really want to go back and get the DLC achievements and shit. I remember one of the achievements was to kill so many enemies with I think it was electric arrows, which
Yeah.
you had to play through the Bozak Horde.
oh fuck
You
that
had,
DLC. I hate it.
you
I
had to get
man.
so many kills or some shit, and I ended up missing it. And then when you got to the following, you could get the same blueprint from a vendor, and if you did that, it voided the achievement. So I ended up
Wow.
doing it
Okay.
and not realizing that it voided the achievement. So I need to go back and do it all again.
Dude, I tried the Bozak Horde like by myself, and I don't know if it's better if you play with other people,
Mate,
but
it's so fucking hard on your own. I managed to do it, but it is really fucking hard. You got to be on point.
especially
was
because
the-
like if I remember correctly, like it doesn't even like allow you to like use your character like the like all the abilities that you've had and stuff like that. It's like a fresh experience, which is like what the fuck? Like I feel
you've
so
got to
weak.
be able to do certain points and certain times and shit. I remember the Juggernaut bit is the worst bit because you have to try and time the barrel perfectly to explode as they come through the wall and shit. Oh my god!
Yeah,
it was
two of them, man. Two of them.
Yeah.
I was like, what
You're
the fuck?
fighting
I was like, how? I was like, there's no way because like it wasn't even like about the survival part. It was just the time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the fact that it's time. That's really what I hate. Time shit. Like Dead
I think
Rising
you
1.
needed-
I hate
you
those
needed-
kind of games. I really hope they never make games like that ever again because like the
I'll tell
fact
you
that
what
like,
made me really angry about Dead Rising. I went back to play it again, and they put 3s on the end of the fucking achievements, and nothing makes me more angry than that because you end up with a really gash achievement score. I mean, I'm still trying to get rid of a fucking 3 now.
I mean, remember there were games back in the day that had 0.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
I think Cameo was the
Did you ever
first
play the
game.
game 3s? I fucking played that without knowing that every achievement had a 3 divide. And
Oh,
my
that's
God,
funny.
I ended up playing that to the point where I got a 5 again.
Wait a second. Did Cameo have something like that? Really?
Yeah. Cameo had some achievements that were like worth 0 or like a random odd number.
Ah, why? Why?
Yeah, bullshit.
I loved
I think-
loved Cameo so much. Why did they do that?
If I remember correctly, Cameo has like a bunch of co-op achievements that are like worth like 0 points. And I was like, what the fuck is even the point?
Yeah.
So on to our next topic.
Sorry, Bob.
That's good. That's good. I love the banter. But a recent, so a couple of years ago, we heard that IO Interactive had been approached by. They said in an interview that they had a few very attractive offers for acquisitions, and that that died down pretty quickly. And now they're releasing a trilogy of the Hitman series that is supposed to come with a lot of really cool eye candy that's been added, like ray tracing, variable rate shading, things like that. And it is coming out on all platforms. But the people who have Game Pass are the only ones that are getting this trilogy for free.
Whoa.
On day one. So hearing first a couple years ago about a very attractive acquisition offer, and now the people who have Game Pass are getting this trilogy for free. Do we think that an IO Interactive acquisition by Microsoft could be in the cards?
I think it all stems from Jez, doesn't it? Jez made a tweet where he kind of hinted at the idea that they were being bought by Microsoft. And now everybody's like, oh, are they or are they not? It's all up in the air again. But yeah, it
like
wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know what else to say besides let us wait for E3, to be honest, because like when it comes to acquisitions, we can't necessarily be excited by saying, oh my god, Microsoft is buying this, Microsoft is buying that, because if they don't end up announcing anything, people are going to be disappointed and people are going to say, they didn't do anything, like this is shit or something like that, and going to take a crap on Xbox all over again. But since the Bethesda acquisition, anything is fucking possible.
It
So
is
like,
possible now, yeah.
holy fuck, and like out of nowhere, you don't have to wait for any special events at all. You just have a fucking Monday where you wake up and the first tweet you see is Phil Spencer saying, we acquired Bethesda. Like,
I'll tell you what, man. I remember that. I was in the car with my girlfriend, and I was just browsing Twitter, and it was like Xbox buys Bethesda. I couldn't believe what the fuck I was reading. It was just like
I
that's
thought
crazy.
it was a
It just came
troll.
out of nowhere.
I thought it was a troll. Like when I saw that, I just woke up when I saw that. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, mental.
And let's not forget, Microsoft has been very sympathetic in developers with their troubles and their struggles. Microsoft here recently, the last thing I can remember is that they sent a team to help with Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
And that started a bunch of rumors. And I read where IO Interactive was having some financial struggles after their split from 2K. So it's very possible that Microsoft stepped in then to try and help out, and that brought about acquisition talks. And who knows? I mean,
I'll tell you what,
like
I've-
Fabio said after Bethesda, who fucking knows?
I've said it before, man, but Microsoft are at their best when they're throwing the money around. I love seeing that because I mean, it's showing. You can see it through Game Pass with what they're getting to go on Game Pass. You can see it with the Bethesda acquisition.
Like,
They ain't fucking around. There was a period where it was like, well, what are they really doing? Like, especially with around the launch of the Xbox One. It was like they were a bit on the fence, but now you can tell Microsoft is balls deep in the gaming division, and they're not fucking
Yes.
about.
I talked about this before. They had it was a Xbox employee, and she does like Xbox on videos, and she was part of Dying Light's like interviews. If you watch it on YouTube, they have Dying Light 2 videos talking about the game, and she's on there, and she's an Xbox employee. So there's something there.
but like, could you? How can I say this? Like, when it comes to Microsoft's acquiring new studios, I thought that their idea was to let us make a game together. Let's see how it goes, and if it works well, we are going. You pass the test. We are going to acquire you. Just like it seems that they are doing with some other studios.
Yeah, they like to test the relationship.
Like I think I thought that was the idea. So far, we don't necessarily have something announced with this studio specifically, to be honest. But again, since Bethesda, holy fucking shit, by Sony. No, just kidding. But like, anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
And there we go. Finber decides to crap on my on everything that I said. Thanks, Finber.
Back to what you said, Fabio. I mean, yeah, that is true on some instances, but more times than not, Microsoft lets the developers' work speak for itself. Like, remember how the very first State of Decay, that was an Xbox Live exclusive. You could only see it on Xbox Live, and that spoke for itself. And they acquired Undead Labs.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
But like that wasn't State of Decay 1 already a Microsoft Studios game?
No,
it wasn't. It was just a game released on Xbox Live. Holy crap!
They only recently just bought Undead
State of
Labs.
Decay. Undead Labs was an independent developer, and it was part of. It was one of the big portions of the ID at Xbox push several years ago.
No, it's just because it's just because sometimes Microsoft does the studios companies end up doing exclusives from third-party developers for their console and with the logo of their studios. Like Xbox Game Studios Publishing is about that. Like Asobo Studios made Microsoft Flight Simulator, but Microsoft didn't acquire Asobo. And they not just did Microsoft Flight Simulator, but they helped to make many other Xbox games. Record is one of them.
Don't forget A Plague's Tale. That's Asobo.
Yep. Are you saying that after Plague's Tale, there's a chance of Microsoft acquiring them?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're talking about a studio. I mean, that goes back. Asobo goes back as far with Microsoft as Bethesda goes back as far as with Microsoft. That's a long storied history in Flight Simulator, and it's very possible. I would I'd put Asobo at the top of that acquisition list.
I tell you what, I always find really funny is when Microsoft does acquire studios, suddenly that studio's games become trash. Have you ever noticed that? I saw someone shitting on Ninja Theory the other day over Bleeding Edge when that came out, and they were praising the shit out of Hellblade when it was on PlayStation. As soon as it comes to Xbox, shit, it's just walking.
Yeah,
that's how these people are.
It's
They're so
amazing
immature. It's like,
how quick
oh my
they
God.
move the goalposts when Microsoft does anything good.
Now, I will admit that when I first saw the Hellblade gameplay footage and how realistic it looked,
It's crazy, man, isn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. And part of me almost wanted to say, well, maybe this isn't quite gameplay. But then, if you remember, right after we saw that gameplay, which is made on Unreal Engine 5, they released that Matrix demo to show you what Unreal Engine 5 is capable of. And I played that, and I was like, oh, wow, that was really gameplay. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
And the utilization, I think, on the consoles during that Matrix demo, it was the VRS was very aggressive. Like 15 feet away, you couldn't make out any details on anybody's face. But the closer the people on the street got to you, the engine started to put together all the details and stuff, and you started to see that VRS take effect, as in the closer objects getting more detail. It was really amazing. It was really cool.
Yeah. I don't think people understand what they're in for. I think this is going to be a hell of a generation. I mean, we're still in its infancy, you know. I think by the end of the generation, we're going to have some phenomenal looking games.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, people. That's the thing is like, I never heard about this stuff. You know, like back in like 360. You know, like you didn't think you had to wait for certain games to get better, but now now that we know that we have to wait, sometimes people are impatient. And they're like, they don't want to wait for verbal verbal rate shading, they don't want to wait for all that stuff. So people are so like, it's like we have to have it now, but things take time. And I don't know, people just don't want to wait. Games take a long time to make, and the developers are put on so much pressure. And I feel bad for them, man. Like, because social media makes it worse for developers. It makes it worse, and they have to put up with so much nonsense. And it's like people take video games way too seriously, man. It's just like, calm down. Like,
just
like,
video games, boys.
I know, like, you'll be fine. You'll live to see tomorrow if the game isn't as good as you thought it was.
I'll tell you what, man.
You'll
What's scary? What's scary is these people are on the internet. They've got access to fucking so much information.
I know.
And yet you can tell the IQ is fucking plummeting.
I know.
Like, people just show their stupidity.
I started to block people because I feel like my brain cells are just dying listening to this stuff.
I think the dumbest shit I read recently, and I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to give him that much fucking credit, but like, he was saying, "Oh, we shouldn't be comparing Xbox Series S and Xbox Series S sales. They shouldn't be in the same bracket or something."
We know who that is.
Oh,
we all know who that is.
Fucking, what is wrong with you?
I think we didn't mention that during the USA show, right?
Yeah.
We didn't talk.
I know, like, they get dumber and dumber, like, every week.
What the fuck are you going on about? Like, you're literally grasping at the smallest straw.
How does that not count? Like, explain.
Okay, there we go. Now this is the moment where we rant about fanboys.
They don't do two different graphic settings. You can't put them in the same category. Fuck off. Seriously, just fuck off. Like,
and I'm betcha they're gonna see, like, oh, PlayStation, they're gonna make more PS4s. That's a great idea, right? They probably say that, right?
I did see that. Yeah.
No, people. The argument is, you see, Microsoft stopped doing the Xbox One because it was a trash console and it was making them lose money.
Why?
Sony is now with the PS4. Sony is now getting extra money because the PS4 was so successful. Like people
Why
are.
is that?
Which-
That's the
Why is
argument
that being
nowadays.
brought up again?
Which
I remember
takes us
reading that
into our
in
next
May, that
topic.
They were being discontinued. So why the fuck are they talking about that again now?
Holy crap!
thought it
How
was-
many topics do we have? I thought we had only. How many do we have here? 2, 3, 4,
We got a
5,
couple
6.
more. We got a couple more.
I thought
So
we had 6 topics. Holy
Yeah,
fucking shit!
we have a couple more. You know, there's a lot of goodies in Bob's bag. So
Sounds
the
Sounds
same company,
okay,
Oh,
why
boy.
the
not?
same company
we
who
have to
believes
follow
in
the advice.
generations and cutting off that timeline during generations from this game to this game, has decided they're going to keep making the PS4.
Well,
Amazing logic.
Yeah.
People can't get PS5, so let's give them what they've already got, a PS4. Great. Fucking fantastic.
Well, if that in direct contrast to Microsoft's strategy, let's make a lower budget console that only requires half the silicon that the Series X does, and we'll make 2 to 1. And we're
Okay.
seeing that the Series S's are jumping off the shelf. So
The sales are really close, aren't they? Everyone thought there was a
Yeah.
massive gap, but there's
When it
really
co-
not.
When it comes to, but here's the thing: when it comes to this PS4 thing, I think it's about the strategy that Sony ended up doing with the announcement of this next generation, which was all of our games are going to be next gen exclusives, and that's it, because that's the best technology. We don't want to go back it, and that's how it goes. And in the end, most of their games are cross gen. Probably what they're going to be doing is, so far, all of our games or a giant majority of them are going to continue to be cross-gen
Yeah.
in the
Lying
future.
Jim Ryan's laughing all the way to the bank, isn't he?
Like, I think that's the idea, because there it's just like Ash once said like, it's all about trying to get pre-orders,
no.
and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what they did. That's what they got.
So,
and
Yeah,
now
everybody falls.
So you think PlayStation, all their exclusives are going to be cross-gen now?
Oh, of course
not
they will.
not
Yeah.
all
If they
of them.
can't, if they
Not
can't get
necessarily all of
PS5s
them.
out and they have to launch it on PS4, they have to. They're going to have to make that money somehow. No one's going to
I
buy
don't-
a game
like-
for PS5.
I don't think
I
necessarily
am-
all of them. I don't think necessarily all of them, because Demon's Souls is still available only on PS5. Ratchet and Clank is available only on PS5, and that's it.
Returnal.
And Returnal. Thank you very much, Bob.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. But like, and Returnal as well. Like,
I'm telling you now,
I
I,
don't
wouldn't be
think
surprised
those
if we do see a dumbed down version of Ratchet and Clank and Returnal.
They
I
can. I
think
think
they
they
will.
can.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely
fully
they can.
expecting to see the new God of War Ragnarok and the new Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm expecting to see both of them on my PS4 this year.
but
Yeah,
they are
for
going to be. They are. It was announced that they were going to be cross-gen.
Did you see that? Oh fuck, I can't remember who it was who said it, but he was. They were saying, oh, you know, God of War wasn't going to come to PC and such shit, and then like it was announced that God of War had been in development for the PC for 2 years. So, and during
Yeah,
that
did
time,
you see
people
that
were saying, "Oh, yeah,
article?
it's on the PC."
See that article where like the developers were begging Sony to put their games on PC or something like that?
No, I didn't see
Supposedly.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
after
Xbox,
that,
sorry, go on, Bob.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm saying I just think Xbox were more prepared for this generation. I think they were quiet for a reason, and I think it's paying off for them big time. Because you know, sales are a lot closer than what people thought they were. I think you got to remember as well. I mean, I've tweeted about this. Everyone keeps forgetting that Microsoft have not only managed to keep up with sales, but they've also upgraded their server blades to Series X hardware, and that's hardware that could have been used in retail units, but they've put it into upgrading the server blades. So the fact that they've managed to do all this at a time where, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic and a fucking chip shortage, I think
Yeah.
it's phenomenal what they've done.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, was putting that in the server blades, was that before the pandemic or during it? I don't remember.
It was during.
during.
Yeah, during. I think it was only last year that they announced that all their server blades were now Series X hardware.
I mean, I don't know if that really affected the making maybe I don't know, but like thing is, it kind of makes sense that they did it because now more people can play their games without buying a console, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's more accessible.
I
You
thought
know,
that's
but
hardware they could be putting into consoles and selling them at retail. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
yeah,
so the sales could be even higher if they hadn't fucking
yeah,
upgraded the server base.
or there's more
Hmm.
scalpers would have bought them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read an article that said
All
that's
right.
by a scalping group that said that owning a
Last
PlayStation 5 is a luxury.
last topic here, and I'm going to let Fabio take the wheel on this one because I wasn't aware of the updates. So please, Fabio, take us into the Halo Infinite Big Team Battle and Shop update.
Give me 2 seconds just so I can find the post on Twitter because here's the thing. 343 announced that first of all, they are going to be fixing Big Team Battle because for a long time matchmaking Big Team Battle, one of the best features in Halo Infinite, was completely fucked up and broken. It was
Oh yeah,
completely unplayable, and people were still receiving Big Team Battle challenges to do in their battle passes. So like, and for and for like the whole 2 months or almost 2 months, I don't know the exact number. We had no response for 343, no fixes at all. Sketch then decided to made a post telling us that they are going to be releasing a patch this next week by Tuesday or something like that, and that is going to fix that, and then we are going to receive challenge swaps and double XP boosts, five of each, as well as what is the name of the guy here? Jerry Hook, which is the head of design at 343, said that we've been monitoring the discussions on the shop, bundles, and pricing closely since launch. Using data and community feedback, we are going to begin rolling out changes to how we package and price items in Halo Infinite, and it all starts next week. Starting Tuesday, the shop will experience very week to week, and we are focused on reducing pricing across the board, providing stronger values in our bundles, starting to put individual items outside the bundles, and more. And not just that, but they did mention about giving us in-game currency to buy items in the shop as well.
I would really
So,
like that. I'd
so
like
like,
to like if I like won a match of let's say free for all Slayer, if I was first place, I'd kind of like to see a little bit for that.
no, not just that, but make it, but instead of challenge swaps or XP boosts, what about giving us currency on the battle pass?
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. A little bit
Like,
of currency that I could use in a store if I
like,
happen to come in first, second, or third place.
like even Fortnite gives you V bucks, I think, for levels sometimes
Hmm.
in the battle pass, and it works really well. So I think that with this post, 343 manages to address one of the biggest issues that people have been having with Halo Infinite. Of course, there are still plenty for them to do. Add new games, add new modes. We are going to be having a new event next week, Cyber Showdown or something like that, which it seems is gonna feature a new game mode. I don't know yet. I just heard rumors and leaks from a page on Twitter, and it seems that things are going to be going pretty well. But we are just keep an eye on this. But what do you guys think?
Well, I know they need to fix their matchmaking because whenever I try to join a big team battle, I only make it like maybe if I'm lucky, I'm only make it into the game every 2 out of 5 lobbies. I get disconnected from server or I get stuck in that infinite load screen. But it's the only game mode. I can't fault them for it because big team battle is pretty big. Because and all their other game modes work flawlessly. I have no issues in any other game mode except for big team battle. And
Yeah,
it can't be just me.
but like here's the thing. But here's the thing. It's one of the best features in Halo Infinite, and when you have a bug that makes you enjoy less of the content, which is not very much in the game, it is a problem. Like, because the game was released with only quick play, ranked, bot camp, and picks in battle. Sure, we had SWAT, we had Fiesta, we had Slayer free for all. We had those, but still, it's not enough to for us to say, oh yeah, this is exactly what we wanted. You don't have to worry about game modes anymore.
My biggest issue with Halo is that I'm shit at it.
Nah, but god damn it, Radus, you play well. You just
Bottom
hate
of the
SWAT.
scoreboard every game. What are you on about?
You just hate tactical Slayer. You and Nash
I just
hate
hate
tactical Slayer.
fucking. No, yeah, that mode is awful.
Am I the only one that hates the randomness of big team battle?
What? Sorry.
Am I
I
the
do
only one
hate
that hates the randomness of big team battle nowadays of this
Ah,
game?
what do you mean?
the only thing
What do you
I
mean
hate is
random?
The
that
freaking vehicles, man. It's like
yes,
there's been so many freaking times where
Ah,
like I'm playing with my friends and we're behind. We're like it doesn't matter how behind we are, but all of a sudden the other enemy gets a freaking tank. Like, yo, we're the one that are struggling here. You're gonna give him a tank to even fucking, destroy us even more? Like, get out of here, bro.
yeah, I
I
that
don't
fucking
like that they add fucking vehicles to the standard arena matches. I think that's fucking
this is
stupid.
this is one of the things that I don't like, which are in the level design, which are like in this side of the map it spawns a ghost, and this side of the map it spawns a
Yeah.
fucking scorpion.
Like they should have just kept it like the old games where like each side had the same vehicles and the same
Yep,
amount of vehicles and they would just
exactly.
randomly spawn based on like how long, you've been in the game or when the vehicle got destroyed. Like that makes no sense for them to have random drops that drop in the random like areas of the map,
Exactly.
Like that's so stupid. Like it's like RNG. Like why are you adding RNG to a competitive multiplayer game?
Does Halo multiplayer have where you can like earn points and then spend them like to buy
No,
like a gun or do
no,
they have
No.
that? No, they don't do that.
no,
no.
Thank fuck.
you don't have that on the multiplayer. The only thing you can unlock by playing when you buy, besides buying the battle pass and then unlocking when doing challenges, is through the campaign you can find armor coatings, weapon coatings,
Hmm.
weapon charms, that kind of stuff, but not necessarily armor pieces or certain weapons
well
like the previous Halos.
after you get the battle pass, every level in the battle pass
Gives you
that
something.
it gives you something.
Yes.
Well, like because Gears 5, they had an arcade mode. I don't know if they still have it anymore because I haven't played Gears 5s for a while. But arcade mode is that like you get like points for killing or healing people, and then you could buy a different weapon while you're playing the game. You can spawn in like a better weapon or something like that while you're and it's all like this in-game stuff. You can't like it's not microtransaction. It's just like in-game while you're playing it. You're getting like you're being rewarded because you got a kill, and then you can use those points to to get a different gun while you're playing the multiplayer. So that was cool that Gears 5 had that. I thought maybe Halo had something like that. They don't do
Well,
that.
this is
though.
they did say that the game is going to be a game of service, so anything could change.
Yeah, because I don't know if people would like that in Halo. Because Halo, they're so they want it a certain way, but or maybe you can get different abilities. You can earn a new ability while you're playing the game because you got a bunch of kills. I think that would be cool if they did that. And and you could do it without microtransactions. It's just something. It's like a bonus you get for getting a bunch of kills, and then you can have a different ability over someone else that only got a couple kills. Like I got 10 kills, so now I can jump farther. What I'm saying? I think that would be awesome, but
Yes, but like the conclusion that I have with this is they are going to with the right direction. Right now with this post, they are showing us that okay, we are now going to focus on the right direction, but there's still so much more that they should be doing and
mhm.
focusing on because like for and one of the things is adding new game modes, give us new content, not necessarily new maps. Like maps are much appreciated, but like give us new game modes,
Game
infection,
modes. You have to have more game modes,
snipers,
otherwise people are gonna get bored. I mean, they
team
have to keep on
doubles,
making them.
action
Yeah.
sets, rift ball, like
Right.
so many game modes that were like legendary throughout the whole Halo history
Yeah.
are not here. and you need to be doing that. Like in the end, with the release of Halo Infinite, you see that 343 learned a lot with Halo 5, but it also forgot to fix some things that they did with Halo 5 because we are living throughout another Halo 5 launch cycle, sadly. But the good thing is they are improving, we are going to the right direction, and they are giving us quick answers. I just hope they don't delay co-op again. Simple as that.
They better not. All right, I think that does it.
Is that it? No one else gonna
So
talk.
true.
Is this my topic? Was that my topic now?
Well, I
I
didn't.
mean, I
even know
said what I
going on.
needed to say.
Oh, did you guys have you played the campaign? Did you get like all the you can get like skins in
Yep.
the campaign?
I'm still
to
waiting
use
for
in a
co-op.
multiplayer?
I'm
Yeah.
still standing by that. Not playing the game until co-op comes out.
I would love to play the game in co-op, dude. That'd be so much fun.
I'm waiting for co-op so I can play the legendary difficulty. That's the ultimate Halo experience.
I'm playing heroic right now, which is before legendary, but
The way I look at it is, so I'm going through on heroic, and I'm doing the story, and I'm doing it by myself, so I can absorb everything at my own pace. I can find all the skulls, all the collectibles at my own pace. That way, because in legendary you gotta worry about staying alive. I ain't got time
Yes.
to go run around and find all this stuff, especially when I'm also having to do it. When I'm hearing it's going to be 4-player co-op. So you're going to, if you have a full party, you're going to be going at 4 different people's paces. And I would just like to go from objective to objective
Mm-hmm.
and not running around the map for hours
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
saying, oh, this is where you find this and this is where you find this. I know I've already got it. So
Like I play the game at normal difficulty just so I can collect all the things that I could. I'm going to play. I'm playing right now at the heroic difficulty just so I can collect the skulls and have the ultimate solo experience. And then when co-op gets released, I'll be playing with the legendary difficulty because that's how I started to play Halo with Ash. And we are still stuck in Halo 2. God damn it!
Do you think the multiplayer they'll have it where like Gears 5 where you can have like you could play the enemies or you could play the Gears heroes? Do you think they're gonna do that with Halo where you could play as grunts or whatever?
In
Or
the
brutes?
future they will be adding elites, but but we never had any playable grunts or brutes. I don't
Right.
think that's something.
No. That'd be something different though. I mean and then
Yeah.
maybe they could add like some kind of story multiplayer mode, or I don't know.
Yeah,
They could do
could
something
be
different.
interesting. Could be interesting.
Because
I'm
like
still waiting on Firefight. I
Yeah,
want
we're
Firefight.
waiting on Firefight. Yes.
I keep on bringing up Gears, but Gears has Escape, which is a new mode that they invented, which is
Mhm.
awesome. I mean, Halo could do something different that they've never done before. Like some
Yes.
kind of interesting like rescue or something.
They tried to do it. They tried to do that with Warzone in Halo 5, and I think they could bring it back, but without the microtransactions. I think.
So Redders,
Hello.
hey, what's up, brother?
Redder just doesn't give a fuck
I
about
don't give
Halo.
a fuck about Halo.
He's just like I don't
I just
care.
like the
Yeah.
campaign. I prefer the campaign. but-
I was enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie, I was enjoying it for a while, and now I'm at a point now where I'm like, you know what, I just can't be asked.
Not even if you play with us.
No, like that after the other night playing tactical fucking whatever it's called.
Oh, we don't play Tactical Slayer. We can play Fiesta. That was really fun.
It wasn't. I hated it.
Ah, you hated Fiesta as well? Okay, we go with
Fiesta.
It
Slayer.
gives me guns that I can't use.
Man,
God damn it. So we go with Slayer with you. No
And I
worries.
just get absolutely bummed by people with gravity hammers. It's just like, fuck me.
man, the Gunk is just a gorgeous game. It's so colorful. It's fucking
Oh, yeah, it
amazing.
is.
Yeah, I started playing
is.
it. I haven't actually got that far in it. I'm gonna go back to it at some point.
Okay, then I think we're done.
Eventually.
I feel we're done for today.
So, Redders, where can everybody find you at?
You can catch me on Twitter at Redders TV. You can also catch me on Twitch /Redders TV. You can also catch me on YouTube, but I'm waiting on 4 subscribers for my YouTube channel before I get a custom URL. So if you want to help a brother out, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, you can catch me in all those places. I'm always about somewhere.
And False Alucard. False Alucard, where can people find you?
On parole.
He's on parole. He's not even listening to me.
Alucard. He got
Alucard,
frozen. His image got frozen.
Planning his next
he's
move.
either frozen or sleeping with his eyes open.
Did you notice that he isn't even blinking? Holy crap, Alucard.
That's got to be a world record for blinking. Fabio,
Oh,
where can people find you?
Alive and
Moving.
exactly. That there we go. He's out of here. We just said that. That's the end of the episode, and then fuck it. Okay.
About to say fuck me, the episode didn't even end and he's gone.
yeah, exactly.
He's out of here.
Like, you can find me on Twitter as FBOAmorin97. You can find me on Xbox as BoFunLizard8. No one knows why do I have this gamer tag.
I have no idea.
Me neither. It's just a random
You
gamer
were
tag.
sending me
It's
a party.
It's a random gamer tag that the Xbox 360 gave to me, and then I was like, okay, I'll be BoFunLizard8. It grew on me, and that's it.
You know, Xbox is doing that thing again.
You can find me as well sometimes on the USA show. You can find me sometimes being a guest on the Gina show, as well as you can find me Saturdays here on the XBL Party podcast.
And when his computer's not updating, you can catch him on the Xbox Live USA stream.
Yeah, I said you can find me on the USA show. I'm so sorry about that day, Bob.
It's like, what? I thought Fabio was coming. We're like, oh, I don't know. And then he hops in the chat and he's like, I'm sorry, guys. My computer is updating right now.
Yeah. I was playing
With
Halo.
that potato internet, it took the whole episode.
I was playing Halo while listening to the episode.
Slayer exclusive. Under the weather, but still
Yeah.
here, brother.
Yeah, sorry, that's one of the reasons why I didn't show up this Thursday. But yeah, you can find me on the XBL Party Podcast Saturday show and the USA show. I'm gonna try my best to be a part of those again, and you know, also on YouTube on my channel, Slayer Exclusive Gaming, and I'm also on Twitter, and yeah, and I also do reviews on this channel and my own channel every now and then. My next one, what? And OnlyFans? Nah.
It's just a shame you couldn't show your pretty face.
Yeah. No, I'm not feeling it today. Sorry, guys. But next time I'll show you.
I'm
I'll
not
turn on the
feeling
camera.
it today. Holy crap!
No, I'm just, I think I may have COVID. I don't know.
Okay.
My parents have been sick, and I probably got it from them.
No worries.
But yeah, next week if I'm better, I'll turn my camera on and I'll show off my new gaming chair, which I haven't been able to show off to you guys yet. So stay tuned for that. Got a nice Steel Series chair, so very comfortable. And I'm no longer below my table, so I'm actually leveled with the camera now. So
the 1 week we can actually see your face, and you're not showing it.
See, I just always thought you were naturally laid back. That's all.
Oh hell no, man! My chair was so broken that I couldn't lift it up anymore.
I actually thought you were a dwarf. No, just kidding.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm a 6-foot dwarf. But yeah, that's where you can find me. And yeah. I was gonna say my next review for the XBL Party Podcast channel will most likely be Kingdoms of Amalur, since I'm playing through it right now. I still have a little bit to go with the game, but I plan on playing through that and the new DLC that came out recently that never like literally new, like it didn't come out with the original game. So once I finish that, the review will go live. So yeah,
Nice.
That game deserved a sequel.
oh hell yeah, I hope it does.
And this is KY Bob who was your host on this Saturday,
He
because
definitely has an OnlyFans.
I do have an OnlyFans, and I have a pretty nice stripper pole too. Thank you very much.
Oh, man.
You can catch me KY Bob on everything. It's nobody else wanted that name. I got lucky. Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, Twitter. You catch me as the host here every Thursday for the XBL Party USA stream. And until Ash gets some things worked out, I'll be filling in as a host here on Saturdays. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It was nice to see you all, and it was nice to be seen. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yep.
See you later.
Catch
Bye-bye.
you later, Thimber. Shout out to Thimber.
Always.
Timber!
Timber! He's out of here.